Hey, what's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard Sports Media, coming at you with a preview video today. Thanks so much for watching this. Do me a favor, real quick. Hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, we do all kinds of sports content, but especially college football this time around. I know we're closing in on October pretty soon. MLB's winding down. Maybe I'll do something for the playoffs. I definitely, start of next baseball season, want to get into doing more MLB streams and making MLB content, just kind of get a fresh start there. But today we want to look at the Florida Utah game for week 1 of 2022. So we look at this game here. Utah, here's the thing about this game that I go ahead and say. I like Utah this year. I like them to possibly be one of the playoff teams. I definitely think they're the Pac-12 favorite. They got a lot of great talent. They've lost some guys. I know they lost Devin Lloyd to the draft. I know Florida lost guys, as well. They bring back Anthony Richardson at quarterback, a couple years removed from Kyle Trask, who did really, really well. You look at this, here's the thing, it favors Utah by 3. That's the spread. That's the line. Having technical difficulties. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. If you guys can still hear me on this video, I apologize for the silence. We're having technical issues, but it looks like everything's up and running now. Great. Okay. So the game favors, the line is Utah by 3 points. The over-under is 51.5. Would I take the spread right there? Actually, yes. And here's the thing. I'll ask this question. Who needs this victory more? Who needs to win more on Saturday? I think Florida does, because of how things ended with Dan Mullen and just the drama, the clowning of Dan Mullen. Can't recruit, doesn't want to recruit, doesn't care about recruiting, can't win the big games in the big moments. I think Florida wants to kind of put that aside and move forward with Billy Napier. So I think Florida needs the victory more than Utah does, because Utah could lose this game and still run the Pac-12. This could be their only loss, and they could blow everybody else out of the water, win the Pac-12, have one loss, and still get in the playoffs. Florida is not making the college football playoff this year. But it would be great for them to go 8-4 or 7-5, or even if they do end up going 6-6 or something, and they could still say, hey, we beat a Power 5 team in Utah to start the season, right? It just adds an extra win to Florida's record, and they don't start off 0-1, especially with the game being in Gainesville. So, again, I mentioned the spread is 3 points in favor of Utah. You got the quarterback matchup here. We'll bring this in. Anthony Richardson and Cam Rising. Cameron Rising has done an amazing job while he's at Utah. And I think that he could potentially be a first round quarterback in the NFL. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. He is a junior this year. I think he needs a big year here first, right? Cameron Rising last year, over 2,000 yards, a QBR of 84, 20 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions. That's pretty good. Over 2,000 yards, 20 interceptions, or 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Let me get that right. Yeah, if he's out there throwing 20 interceptions, that guy's got some issues. So Cameron Rising, he's just very mobile. He's very talented and poised as a quarterback. I think he's got a lot of talent. I think Utah's got a lot of weapons for him too. They got a couple guys even behind him at quarterback like Luke Pateri. You look at some of the key receiving weapons that they have. Noah Benet, Luca Caldarella, Makai Cope, Jalen Dixon, Colin Edwards, Solomon Enos. Just to name a few key guys that you could see on the receiving core for Utah this year. As for Florida, you look at their roster. I'll say this. It's not that Florida doesn't have talent. Even though Dan Mullen can't recruit, I don't want to sit there and say college kids aren't talented. They just need the right coach to bring that talent out. Sorry about that. Technical issues. I probably should stop the screen sharing on here because I think that's what's holding it back. I've had that problem before. But basically what I was saying, and I don't know how much kind of cut out or missed, but I'll say this. You have Anthony Richardson, you have Cameron Rising, 2 talented quarterbacks, right? You look at Utah, they're the Pac-12 favorite. They got a long journey ahead of them before they get to winning the Pac-12. They got to get through Florida first. Florida wants to make and win a bowl game. Their goal should be challenging Georgia for the East year in and year out. Unfortunately for Florida, coming from me personally, and I'm sure the entire college football media, I don't think this is a year where they're going to challenge for the East. I don't. See, these are 2 historically good programs in college football, especially Florida. Go back to Steve Spurrier days. Go back to Tim Tebow. It's gone, though. That's not Florida today. It's AR-15's time. What does he have to do to win this game in the Swamp? I don't know. The spread is Utah by 3, as I mentioned before. And you got Trevor Etienne comes in. Travis Etienne's brother. He's at Florida. I don't think he's going to be the go-to running back. They got a senior in Eddie Battle. They got a guy in Cornelius Barnes. They got a couple different guys they could go with. I don't know who the running back's going to be. They've always had good running backs, but in coaching, they haven't had the best of play calling, ways of using the talent that they get. So there's just a lot of hype around Utah this year. Their hype, look, Utah is a playoff contending team. Now, I know I've said before that everybody is going into the season, but there is a case where one team is more so than the other. Utah is far more ahead to a playoff than Florida is. And I'm not trying to throw Florida under the bus. This isn't a knock on Florida. This isn't a bash Billy Napier or Anthony Richardson. That's not what this is. Both of these teams are coming off bowl game losses, right? Utah's last 5, they went 4-1. They played it close, but lost the Rose Bowl to Ohio State. Florida, their last 5, they went 2-3. They beat Florida State, they beat Samford, but they lost to teams like Mizzou and South Carolina and UCF in the bowl game. I think, wasn't that like the Gasparilla Bowl or something like that? I say this. Again, the quarterback matchup, Anthony Richardson and Cam Rising. The spread is 3, and I expect it to be close. And honestly, I could see it being a game down to the wire. Here's where it gets interesting and where I've closed it out and get to the score prediction. Florida is going to have good offense. I think Utah is suspect on defense just a little bit. And I think it's going to be a packed crowd. It's Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. It's the swamp. They're going to do the Gator chomp. They're going to get their hopes up. They're going to get high on the hog. And they're going to want to go out and win this football game. But Utah knows what's ahead of them. Utah knows what's coming up. Utah has the better road to a college football playoff. This is literally their toughest test of the season, I think, is right out the gate. They got to go on the road in the SEC. Outside of that, they could run through teams like Colorado, Stanford, probably even Oregon. We'll see. Utah's just a better team. I expect Florida to keep it close. I expect them to play well. I expect them to play hard. Here's why Utah wins the game, though. And I mentioned it's close, and I do think Utah covers the spread. Exactly on point. A 3-point game. I'm going to go ahead and throw up the score prediction anyway. 37-34. I think where it comes down, it could either be they get a late field goal to break the tie. Maybe they get a late touchdown, right? It'll be one of those two, or really one of 3 options. What if Florida has the ball last? Utah's defense puts pressure on. You really think AR-15, Anthony Richardson, could be the guy to win you a game with the game on the line and carry the team on his shoulders? No. Florida doesn't get blown out at home. I mean, I guess they have, and they lose at home. But this is a team even that played Alabama close in the swamp last year. They just had bad coaching. Like I said, I don't think it's about talent. I think it's just bad coaching. They got a different coach in Billy Napier who did really, really well at Louisiana. Recruited greatly, won bowl games, won the conference. It's the SEC, though. It's tough. It's going to take some time. But I would expect them to still have a good first year under Billy Napier. Maybe go above 500, make a bowl game somewhere. I think I had them 7-5. I'm going to say 37-34, Utah by a field goal, at least possession-wise. Now, whether or not they get a last-second field goal, that could happen. Do they get a late touchdown to take the lead? That could happen. Or does Utah's defense, which this is actually what I think is going to happen, I think Utah's defense is just going to show up and show out on Florida's offense, and Florida will not be able to put together a game-winning drive. That's what I think is going to happen, right? And this isn't one of those where Florida is overlooking Utah for their next game. It's not like that. Oh, they're looking ahead to Kentucky. No, they're playing a top 10 team while they're unranked. They're playing a top 10 team. They're unranked, and they need help big time. Big time need help. So they're not gonna overlook Utah for Kentucky. I don't think that. I think they're looking at the Utah game, going into it, looking at the Utah game. I don't think there's anybody for Utah to overlook. I think they get a cupcake week 2, if I'm not mistaken. So I think, like I said, and I'll end it on this note because I know you're tired of hearing me. Utah's just talented. They're more prepared. They're well built. They could easily lose this game and slip up. It happens all the time. It'll be a huge win if Florida pulls an upset. And it is an upset. Even though it's in the swamp, it's still an upset because Florida's unranked. And they would be beating a top 10 team. I think Utah, again, I mentioned they're number 7. But I'm going to say 37-34. Give me the Utes. Give me Cam Rising. Give me this team to go all the way to the Pac-12 championship this year, too. This is going to be something awesome, something special this year with what Kyle Whittingham has in store for the Pac-12, college football, and Utah, right? It's just going to be something special. You know, you got a junior quarterback. You got a couple different options at running back. Solomon Enos, Colin Edwards, Jalen Dixon, to name a few wide receivers you could see for Utah. Plenty of offensive line, plenty of talent on defense in the secondary. A lot of young guys in the secondary, really. So, I say by a field goal, whether they get the last second field goal or they get a stop. Either way it goes, I think Utah's going to win by 3. I think they're going to beat the Gators in the swamp. Chomp, chomp, my rear end. Florida, you're not winning this game. I don't see it. Utah's too good. Real good. And they'll show it on Saturday. Promise you that. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'm going to get out of here. Sorry if it messed up at all. I did have some technical difficulties while filming this. So if any of it cut out, let me know. And I apologize in advance. But we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. And I hope everyone has an amazing college football weekend ahead. Love you guys. Peace out.